Hello everyone, this is Bruce Reviews Music, and today I want to review the new album by Idle Hands, Mana. Idle Hands is a heavy metal and gothic rock band from Portland, Oregon. Some of their members have been members of the thrash metal band Spellcaster, and this is their debut album after one EP from last year that was highly critically acclaimed. And they deliver a fusion of classic heavy metal and gothic rock with some shades of 80s post-punk. So this is a very interesting mix. Let's see what they offer here. Mana is a really fitting title here. It's a word that is now relatively common among anthropologists. It's originally from Pacific Island cultures and describes mythological conceptions of supernatural forces or magic. This album is about the absence of mana, I think. It becomes clear when you look at the cover, these hands are trying to grip that substance, but they will never be able to fully hold it. So most of the songs are very simple and effective. You have a deep, dark voice, and the essence of these songs is a very gruesome and dark feeling, a gruesome atmosphere, but it's not really brutal. This album shows a similar tendency to existential monism that other gothic metal records did, like Woods of Ypres, Grey Skies and Electric Light, one of the best gothic metal albums of all time in my opinion. And the beautiful gothic rock song Don't Waste Your Time, Idle Hands pack that into a very baroque, Memento Mori-like song. So in the absence of religion and mythology, Idle Hands are also searching for something to fill that gap, a new kind of spirituality. Mana also stands for the force of mythology and spirituality, ultimately what they are searching for here. That becomes clear in the beautiful post-punky smasher Give Me to the Night, where they sing, I don't think of all these things that I will never be, I don't think of all the places that I will never see, in the dark I'm running free. So this absence is also giving mankind some kind of freedom. This absence of religion, maybe, this absence of a higher power gives them on the one hand some freedom, and on the other hand some voice. So this is the kind of tension that Idle Hands are singing about here. That freedom is hard to use for mankind because of the looming fear of loneliness and death. So ultimately Idle Hands are talking about complete frustration and depression in the very, very dark song Double Negative. But there are no cookie-cutter goth metal bands, so Double Negative is also about responsibility, especially when thinking about suicide. The protagonist in the song is clearly thinking about killing himself. But although this song is talking about the darkest thoughts, it's also kind of showing a way out. Let's see if I can fly is the last line in the song, and it's very ambiguous. This motive of flying kind of returns in the final song, the title track, where motives of nature are mentioned, for example, an eagle on the mountain. So in the end, that is where mana is found for Idle Hands, in nature. The circle is closed here because the heathen ideas point back to where the idea of mana comes from, these natural religions, but also this is a very common trope in metal, especially in the extremer side of metal. But the album is not a simple plea for back to nature, it's more of a search for that heathen spirituality, very romantic, so these 80s, some kind of 80s pop influences even. So in the end, the album brought us to a similar place as The Wanderer Above the Sea of Fog by the German painter Caspar David Friedrich, one of the most important works of Romanticism, and where you can see this very beautiful side of nature, but it's also kind of dark, and humans have this dark tension with nature, so ultimately they will become one with nature in death, but also there is a lot of love for nature, so that's a similar kind of tension that this album talks about. Idle Hands managed to give a great new kind of feeling to gothic rock. I know that the songs are mostly rather simple and there is a lot of early heavy metal influences in this as well, but this works so well because of them not only trying to recreate that creepy side of Gothic, but also giving this a deeper meaning, giving the lyrics a kind of introspective turn. So I really love this album. I like my Gothic metal as it is, but this one manages to bring the genre a little step forward. It sounds a bit retro, but it also sounds really fresh. So I give Mana by Idle Hands 85%. This is one of my favorite metal albums of the year so far. This was Bruce Reviews Music. Thank you for listening to me. Goodbye.